Hey YouTube, it's Bobby aka Paginator, and I have today an unboxing that has a bunch of books and I have no idea what's in there. Before we get started, I just want to point out the poster behind me. Scholastic sent it to me because I pre-ordered a copy of Songbird and Snake, or The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is a Hunger Games prequel that is coming out in May. And so I got this poster in the mail today, and I thought I'll use it as a background in my video. So yeah, I'm very intrigued on how good or horrifyingly bad this prequel is going to be. Let's cross our fingers for good, right? Okay, so to the unboxing. I mentioned in my last video that I did something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, which was to order from the Book Bundler. And they are the service where you can order a certain amount of books in a certain category and you have no idea what they're going to send you. And this was a total splurge on my part, like got a tax refund this year and decided to blow it on books. Kind of fun splurge thing. So we're just going to cut open the box and get going. I have the tape cut open, and I think what I'm going to do is pick up my camera and let you guys have a first look into what is in the box. It's supposed to be a bunch of YA hardbacks. Did I get anything good? Alright. Now, I know that I already have a lot of YA books, and I know that it's entirely possible that I could own a lot, or maybe even all of the books that are in here. I don't care. This is about the experience and the joy of diving into a box full of books. So, we're just going to reach in and start grabbing books. So, we have Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. I know Tamora Pierce. I don't have this book. I don't know this one already. Let's see. Just a quick skim, because there's so many books I don't have time to read the whole blurb for everything. But this is a spy story, it looks like. Okay, then we have Skin Deep by E.M. Crane. Interesting cover. And the sticker says Delacorte Press Prize for a first young adult novel. So it looks like it's a debut novel for this author. And looks like it's a story set in high school, centering around a girl in drama class. So far, I don't know either of those books. Lillian Jackson Braun, The Cat Who Went Bananas. I did not know that she was a young adult author. I think she writes mysteries. As I'm skimming here, I see something about a theatrical production, a bookshop owner, suspicious death. So yeah, it's a mystery. I just didn't know that this was young adult. Okay, learn something new every day. Or maybe they just put it in there even though it's not young adult. I don't know. Here we have Girl vs. Boy by Yvonne Collins and Sandy Rideout. This is looking like it's going to be a high school rom-com kind of a thing. Girl in a school newspaper. Doesn't want to work at the cowboy-themed diner where she waitresses part-time. And this fundraiser that she has to cover pits the girls against the boys. Ah, Delirium. I have Delirium in my classroom library. I don't have this cover of it though. And this is a little bit dirty. I think if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to take some good cleansing wipes to this and get it nice and cleaned up. Just because it's such a pretty cover, I don't want it to be spoiled by griminess. That's such a good series. So I remember totally freaking out and obsessing over that series, and maybe I'll reread it again. Ah, okay. So we have Snakehead by Anthony Horowitz. This is part of the Alex Rider series. I do have all of those series in my classroom library. I haven't read all of them. I've read the first few and really enjoyed them. I just haven't had time because there's tons of books in this series. This might be a copy that I give away to some students or something, because I don't feel like I need 2 copies of this one. Sorry, every time I reach in the box, you're seeing my bruised arm. I was building a bookshelf the other day and obtained some bruises on the way. The next book is Marcello in the Real World. This is by Francisco X. Stork. I have read a book by this author before, and the writing was really well done. I don't think I have this one already. I'm going to have to check my classroom library inventory when I get back into the school and see, but I'm pretty sure I don't already have this one. Okay, so we have an Artemis Fowl book, The Lost Colony. I am assuming this is part of the, but it's not the first one in the series. I haven't read any of the Artemis Fowl books. Let's see. There's a list here of the series, and it doesn't really tell me which one this is, so I might have to Google it and find out. And we have Monster High by Lacey Harrison. I haven't ever read any of the Monster High books. I've seen like the cartoon series. Isn't there a cartoon series, Monster High and stuff? I think I remember seeing an episode of that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to try to grab a few books at once because we've still got a long way to go. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of camera shake in this video. Forewarned. Will Grayson. I do have this book. It's on the shelf over here behind me, and I really, really loved it, but I know exactly the perfect person to give this to, so I don't mind getting another copy of that. And we have Paranormalcy by Kirsten White. I think I know what this book is, but I don't remember if I've ever read it. I think it's a paranormal romance. This girl works for the International Paranormal Containment Agency, and her best friend is a mermaid, her ex-boyfriend's a fairy, and she's falling for a shapeshifter. So it does seem like paranormal romance. Could be kind of a fun read. And we have Magic of the Moonlight, Ellen Schreiber. I read her Vampire Kisses series. I don't think this is part of that because I don't remember this title as being part of the series. We'll see if we can find that. Yeah, it doesn't... I don't think this is... It's... because I'm seeing, just looking at the chapter titles, things about werewolves, and that series was all about vampires. So more paranormal romance here. You guys might think I'm insane for ordering such a large quantity of books, but I thought I'm only going to do this book bundler thing once, and I might as well go for it. So yeah, if you get bored, you can go watch a different video, I suppose. This one, We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. We have some kids looking up at the stars, and I have never heard of this book. Something about an asteroid is coming, 2 months to leave our labels behind, 2 months to becoming something that bigger than what we'd been. So maybe this is like an end of the world story. And this one is The Wishing Jar by Penelope J. Stokes. Another one I have not heard of before. The little tagline says, when the phoenix flies, your wishes will come true. So I'm guessing it's going to be something to do with magic. Perhaps magical creatures as well, because it mentioned the phoenix. I'm going to do a better job of going through and reading the synopsises of these. Oh, just not in the video. Okay. The Name of the Star. Oh, I love this book. This is a contemporary story inspired by Jack the Ripper, and we have an American girl who goes to a British boarding school, and there are some murders happening that are echoing the Jack the Ripper murders, and a lot of people think that it's the ghost of Jack the Ripper that's committing these murders, and she winds up trying to solve the mystery. This is the first in a series, and I am sure that I have a copy of this in my classroom library, so this one can be my at-home copy. Or I can give it away. I don't know. Some of these, we'll see. Now we have Fang, a Maximum Ride novel by James Patterson. I haven't read any of the Maximum Ride novels. I've heard good things. I've heard they're very action-packed. Just haven't read any of them. Okay, my stacks over here are getting too tall, which is not good because we're not close to done. Alright, Chasing Lincoln's Killer. I believe this is a nonfiction one about hunting down John Wilkes Booth after he murdered President Lincoln. That could be really interesting. I have been meaning to read more nonfiction because I'm a fiction girl. Yeah. Okay. Brief pause for me to fix my shirt. It's bugging me. Alright, we're going to reach in and grab a few more books. Ooh. Or dropping them. Whatever. Okay. So we have the Chronicles of Latimer, Todd. This is going to be a giveaway because I do already have a copy of this. I started collecting this series for my classroom library when it was really big back in whatever year it was. And we have Code Orange by Carolyn B. Cooney. She, of course, wrote The Face on the Milk Carton, which everyone my age when we were in middle school just died over that book and was like, yeah. So this is the same author. I have not read Code Orange. I don't know what it's about. Looks like it's about a boy named Mitty who lives in New York after 9/11. And I'm trying to see what he's going to do. Find some kind of report about maybe his own life. It's confusing and I'm trying to read things in a hurry. Here we have 12 Again by Sue Corbett. Has a lovely $3 sticker on there from wherever the book bundler picked that up from. 12 Again. Ugh, if this is a 12-year-old character, my kids will not read it. Yeah. I don't mind reading characters that are middle grade age, but my kids will not read characters that are younger than themselves. Just won't do it. This is about a 12-year-old boy named Patrick who's trying to solve a mystery brewing in his Long Island neighborhood. His mother has vanished. Alright, so what else? I see a yellow book in there. Oh, Wanted, which is a Pretty Little Liars book. I'm not going to lie, I read the first Pretty Little Liars book, and I could not handle all the name dropping of the brand name clothes that the characters were wearing. I thought the story was interesting and the mystery was intriguing, but I couldn't handle it. So I haven't read any more of those books. Maybe I'll try this one and see if the author's still doing that as much. I haven't watched the show. My sister loves it, but I just have not been interested because I kind of got soured on the first book. Here we have Tentacles by Roland Smith. I got to meet Roland Smith at a book event a couple of years ago. He's very kind, lovely guy. And this is from his Cryptid series. I think this is the second book in the series, if I'm not mistaken, because I think it's first Cryptid Hunters, then Tentacles, then there's one that has a lion with teeth on it, on the cover. I don't know. Anyway, haven't read it, so might be a fun adventure. Oh, dang. I see another copy of Marcello in the Real World. I was hoping there wouldn't be any repeats. That's kind of a bummer. Here we have The Book of Joe by Jonathan Tropper. Let's see, what's this about? A young writer named Joe, whose sizzling first novel savaged everyone in his Connecticut hometown, then became a huge hit movie. Of course, Joe never planned on going home again until now. So it looks like it takes place when he's 34, going back to the hometown, which means this is not a young adult title. Whatever. The Winner's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski. This cover looks vaguely familiar, but it could be just that I've seen so many covers with kind Kestrel never could forget for long. Inevitably, she remembered her last night in the Imperial Palace. She remembered her letter confessing everything to Aaron. I am the moth, I am a country spy, she'd written. It's blurred by Mary Pearson, and her writing is freaking fantastic, so if she thinks it's good, I'm going to give it a try. Oh, I think I see another double. Ugh, this is disappointing. Oh, no, it's not. It's another Alex Rider one, but it's not the same one. This is Crocodile Tears, which is another book in the Alex Rider series. 13 Days to Midnight. This looks like it's going to be a mystery, and judging by the hair, it looks like it's from the time of Justin Bieber. Like, can you see the hair on that kid? I want to see when this was published just to see. 2010. Is that the time, around the time that Justin Bieber had that haircut? Let's see. It looks like this kid Jacob has been given the power to be indestructible. Intriguing thought. I'll have to go back and read some more of that. Here we have Storytime by Edward Bloor. I recognize this cover, but I know I haven't read this, or I don't already have it. I just remember that little devil guy. Seen that somewhere. The tagline says, "Welcome to the Whitaker Magnet School, where standardized testing truly is the work of the devil." Oh! Students are force-fed noxious protein shakes to improve their test performance. There seems to be a demon loose in the building, one whose murderous work has only just begun. It's supposed to be a funny satire about the education system, which I am all in for. Being a teacher, I love satire, so that could be interesting. Here we have The Crystal Prison by Robin Jarvis. This says Book 2 of the Deptford Mice trilogy. I've never heard of that series. I'm kind of bummed that they sent me Book 2, but I get that they're like, that's the point of this. They give you the books that they have, and yeah, but still. Yeah. Okay, we've got, I think, three books in here. Oh, I think left. Alright, Scat by Carl Hiaasen. I have read a couple of his. I don't think I've read this one. This is about a feared biology teacher who is missing. She disappeared after a school field trip to Blackvine Swamp. And to be honest, the kids in her class are relieved. I haven't read any of his. I know he writes some books for kids and some for adults, and I haven't read any of the adult aged ones. They're not like sexy times adult books, but just for adults, as far as I understand. But I have read a couple of other of his middle school ones, and they're hilarious and super fun. Chomp is my favorite of his. Now we've got 2 more books left, and the second to last one is a big ol' book. This is a bind-up, Julie of the Wolves Treasury. We have Julie of the Wolves and Julie's Wolf Pack, and let's see, 3 books. Let's see. Julie of the Wolves, Julie, and Julie's Wolf Pack. I was thinking that second one was just Julie. Very fun middle grade series. And our last book, in this massive box of books, sorry that noise was louder than I thought it was going to be, is Fallout by Ellen Hopkins. This lady, I've read almost everything that she's read, and I don't know if I've read Fallout. I'm going to have to remind myself. Oh, I don't think I have read this one, because Christina in Crank, this is her like 19 years later. She has kids now, and her family's all kind of a mess. I used to have a student who loved these, and their parents didn't mind the very intense content in her books, so I used to give them all away. So I don't think I actually own any of her books anymore, because I've given them away. Anyway, that's my last book, is Fallout by Ellen Hopkins. So we have a pretty good balance here. Overall, I'm quite pleased in terms of what books we have, like they gave me that I didn't already have or haven't already read, and I was a little bummed that there was 2 copies of Marcel in the Real World, but what you gonna do? It was a super fun adventure, and I'm so glad that I decided to do this. It was just oodles of fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you to see a mysterious book unboxing haul, whatever you want to call this. So I guess we'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful and bookish day. Adios.